Good afternoon, learners. In last
Good
class,
afternoon.
we know about the supply, demand, elasticity demand, and then determination of equilibrium, and how the consumer's equilibrium due to the equimarginal utility. These things are, and the cardinal utility analysis by Marshall. These things are discussed last classes. Today we know about the ordinal approach of the consumer's behavior, or how to derive consumer's equilibrium through ordinal approach. In Marshall equation, or Marshall's consumer's equilibrium is based on the quantitatively, which is criticized by various economists, modern economists, for that. Now, then the Azure, a modern economist, criticized it and developed a new economic theory which describe consumers equilibrium. In that case, first up, Azure criticized the cardinal approach, and then he criticized it as the unrealistic assumptions. After that, his opinion is that qualitatively measurement or rank of the preference is the best for the consumer's equilibrium. Then after that, in first Azure discussed it, then Pareto in 1906 discuss this ordinal utility approach, then Slutsky discussed it 1915. After that, finally RGD Allen and J.R. Hicks, who described this ordinal utility approach, which is acceptable by the many economists, modern economists. Today we discuss about this ordinal utility approach, which is also which is the consumer's equilibrium comparable or ranking through the how equilibrium is derived. For ordinal approach, there is so assumptions are there. First, rationality. The basic assumption of is that consumer is a rational being. That means he prefers more to less and try to maximize his satisfaction. Second, utility is only ordinarily expressible. In this analysis or indifference curve analysis, they assume that the utility only ordinarily expressible. That means it compare as more, less, equal, but not how much or how more or less. This is cannot be tell this utility, this ordinal utility approach. Then transitivity. Transitivity means the choices that if a consumer prefers A to B and B to C, then he prefers A to C also. If then C also treats A, if he treats A more than B, then B more than C, then automatically he treats A more than C. This is transitivity. Then consistency. Consistency of choice means if a person prefers A over B in one period, he will not prefer B over A in another period. He always prefer A over B in one A over B. Then non-satiety. This is also one assumption of ordinal utility approach. This assumption means that a consumer prefers larger quantity of all goods over a smaller quantity of the same. And then diminishing marginal rate of substitution, like diminishing marginal utility. It in ordinal utility also there is a thing or a element that is diminishing marginal rate of substitution, which said that the consumer is willing to substitute one commodity for another while maintaining the same utility or level of satisfaction to the consumer. The concept of diminishing marginal utility will be discussed later, but it is also a assumption of this ordinal utility approach. Then the total ordinal utility approach is based on the indifference curve analysis. Indifference curve analysis. What is indifference curve? A consumer facing choice between large number of bundles of goods tries to maximum his satisfaction by choosing a combination which gives him maximum utility. It is a simple thing that always consumer always wants that he gets maximum satisfaction, maximum utility, so that he choice his decision making like that ways that he always spend his money to get maximum satisfaction. In the consumer finds out that goods can be substituted for each other and identifies various combinations of commodity that give him equal level of satisfaction. When all these combinations are plotted graphically and when there is many combinations are present, among them which combination is give him maximum satisfaction, it will depend on his choice. When all these combinations are plotted graphically, we find a curve, that is indifference curve. With the help of a indifference schedule, we can draw a indifference curve. In indifference schedule, we find that there is suppose there is five combinations A, B, C, D, E, and units. Then there are two goods T and biscuits. And if X is tea, then Y is biscuits, then 1 cup of tea, the consumer like to 12 biscuits, which give him the K satisfaction. Like 2 cup of tea, 8 biscuits, that also give him the equal satisfaction K. Then also in 3 cup of tea, he prepare 5 biscuits, which also give him the satisfaction A. The satisfaction is equal. When you plot this schedule in a diagram, we get a curve, that is indifference curve. Here in indifference curve, page number 111, we see a diagram. There we see there are different points A, B, C, D, which describe through the indifference schedule. And this schedule in A, 1 cup of tea. In O axis we have tea, and on OY axis there is good Y, that is biscuits. In combination A, 1 cup of tea and 12 biscuits point out. Then in combination B, 2 cup of tea, 8 biscuits point out. And like this way, 3, 4, 5, all these cups of tea, the respectively the biscuits also point out. And there is points A, B, C, D. These 5 combinations are give the equal satisfaction, that is K. When we plot joining these points, we get a curve, that is indifference curve. Indifference curve give equal same satisfaction to the consumer, and he wants which level is his choice depend on him, because all the satisfaction have all the level, all the combinations give him same satisfaction. Then indifference map, we know that like indifference curve, if the indifference one indifference curve is IC1 drawn, if in the right side, if those indifference curve are drawn, IC2, IC3, IC4, any curve, IC curves, they give him more satisfaction than the first IC1 curve, because these are give him more of these two goods combinations. In IC2 compared to IC1, their combinations give him higher level of satisfaction. And in case of IC3 also, the level of satisfaction more than IC1 and IC2. So that we find that indifference curve map, the right-ward indifference curves give him higher level of satisfaction, and the left-ward IC curves give him the less satisfaction. These things are, then we know that indifference curve is sloping downward to the right, like demand curve. But why it is sloping downward to the right? Because of the law of diminishing marginal rate of substitution. What is law of diminishing marginal rate of substitution? Marginal rate of substitution may be defined as the rate at which a consumer will exchange successive units of a commodity for another. That means marginal rate of substitution is the rate at which, in order to get the additional units of a commodity, the consumer willing to sacrifice or give up to get one additional unit of another commodity. That means when the consumer wants to take good X additional unit of the commodity, he surely sacrifice or give up Y, good Y of this, so good Y of the commodity. But this, then the marginal rate of substitution is, if you symbolically present it, then you find that MRS XY equal to delta Y by delta X. Here delta Y means change in Y commodity, delta X means change in X commodity. Then this is marginal rate of substitution, and marginal rate of substitution of x for y is delta y by delta x. Then diminishing marginal rate of substitution. The marginal rate of substitution is always decreases. Like marginal utility, we know that in what happened in marginal utility case, it is always diminishing in nature. Like that, marginal rate of substitution also decreases. It means that the quantity of a commodity that a consumer is willing to sacrifice for an additional unit, additional rate of another commodity goes on decreasing. Then that means when the consumer like to take additional unit of good X, then automatically first unit is sacrifice more. Then when he gets take second unit of good X, that time the sacrifice or give up the Y unit is less than the first case. Like that way, it is decreasing in nature. As the law of diminishing marginal utility states that as consumer increases the consumption, gets more and more units of good X, he is willing to sacrifice less and less units of Y in each extra unit of X. The signification of good X in terms of good Y goes on diminishing with each addition of good X. In the schedulers also find that units of good X, units of good Y. That means when they teach good X is 1, that time good Y is 10. But when the consumer take additional unit of X, that means 2, that time the good Y is 7. Here he sacrifice 3. Here the MRS of X for Y is 3:1. Like that, when he take additional unit 3 and the unit of y good is 5. Here also is sacrifice 2 unit. It is decreasing 2:1. When we plotted these points in the diagram, then you see the diagram 6.3 in page 113. Here we find that at point M on the indifference curve I, the consumer is willing to give up 3 units of Y to get additional unit of X, and MRS here MRS XY equal to 3. As he moves the curve and at the point M to N or at the point N, MRS marginal rate of substitution of X for Y is equal to 2. Here he give up 2 units of Y and get additional unit of X. When the consumer moves downward along the indifference curve, he give up less than the N unit. And like that, when you plotting these points, we get that indifference curve is sloping downward. The marginal rate of substitution of X for Y is in fact the slope of the curve at point on the indifference curve, such as points M, N, and P are the plotting points where MRS is shown. Thus, MRS of marginal rate of substitution of X for Y equal to delta Y by delta X. So, in diminishing marginal rate of substitution, it is like the law of diminishing marginal utility. So, with the help of this law, we can now go to the indifference curve, the equilibrium of indifference curve. Now we discuss about what are the properties of indifference curve. Indifference, we know that indifference curve slopes downward from left to right. Then this means that the indifference curve has a negative slope. It is based on the assumption of the consumer. When consumer uses more quantity of one good, he has to reduce the consumption of the other good in order to stay at the same level of satisfaction. And so that the curve is take the shape of the slopes downward from left to right. Like second properties of the indifference curve is indifference curve are generally convex to the origin. This property is based on the principle of diminishing marginal rate of substitutions, where that the units of x are increased by equal amounts, but the y diminishes by smaller and smaller amounts. This happens because as a consumer gets more and more units of x good, he is willing to give up less and less units of the good y for each extra unit of x. Then third property is indifference curves cannot intersect each other. We know that suppose this is because of the fact that each indifference curve represents different level of satisfaction. If suppose there is two indifference curve intersect each other, what happens? It will lead to self-contradictory result. Two indifference curve IC1, IC2 in diagram 114 diagram C. There is two indifference curve IC1 and IC2. They are intersect with each other at point C. A is give in point A IC1 curve. It gives the same satisfaction at the point of C, because A and C are both lies on the both combination lies in the IC1 curve. And another curve, indifference curve is IC2. In that IC curve also B and C, two combinations are lies, and B and C also give same level of satisfaction. But if A and C, A equal to C, B equal to C, then you find that A combination equal to also B combination. But it is not possible, because A combination lies in IC1 and B combination lies in IC2. And we know that in the higher indifference curves gives you higher level of satisfaction. For that we know that, for that we find that then the two indifference curve never intersect with each other. Then fourth property of IC curve is higher indifference curve represents high level of satisfaction. Here in 6.5 diagram we see that there is two IC curves, IC1 and IC2. In 8 point, A combination in IC1, it gives less combination than the IC2 of B. In combination B, it also what amount is take in X commodity equal, but commodity Y is different of both the combinations. So from it also, all the points between B and C on IC2 show larger amounts of both X and Y compared to point A on IC1. So higher indifference curve always represents high level of satisfaction. Then indifference curve also never touch x-axis or y-axis. This is because of the assumption that the consumer purchases combination of different commodities. If indifference curve touches either axis, it means the consumer wants only one commodity and his demand for the second commodity is zero. Purchasing one commodity means the consumer lack of interest in the other commodities. This is against the assumption of indifference curve, which is a too good model. Then In property of 6 is no indifference cut each cuts either of excess. If it were to happen, the consumer will consume negative equal quantity of that commodity, which makes no sense. So that they never touch the x-axis, also never cuts any axis of the diagram. But from here we know that indifference curves are sloping downward to the right. But some exceptional cases, the indifference curves, curves the shape is exception, like perfect substitutes goods. When two goods are perfectly substitute of each other, their indifference curve will be straight diagonal line sloping downward from left to right. It is because of the fact that MRS in such cases is constant, means 1. Suppose there is two good, A and B. They are perfectly substitutes. Consumer will be indifferent between them and will be ready to sacrifice equal quantity of good A to achieve good B. But even here, the ICS will not cross the excess. Here also, the MRS is always equal. That is 1. For that, the shape of the indifference curve is not sloping downward to the right. It is like straight line. Then perfect complements. In case of the perfect perfect complementary good, they are also the shape of the indifference curve is exceptional. Just think, there is two left and right switch or cups and saucer of the tea. In such cases, the indifference curve will be parallel to each other and bent at 90-degree angle or L-shaped. That means perfect complementary goods are those goods which are used in fixed ratio 1:1. In that case, in the diagram 6.7, page 116, we find that there is two goods. They are perfectly complementary good. In complementary goods, if one is we take, then other is necessary to take. But if only one we take, then we can never go to the upward or rightward indifference curve, because the one is not necessary for, or one is useless than other. Like, so that in this case, the diagram of the complementary good is right angle shape. In case he buys two pieces of left shoe and only one piece of right shoe, it will be useless. The consumer will be no better off and he will remain at point C of IC1. It means that having one more pair of shoe will not add to his satisfaction. But if he buys one more pair of shoe, will not add to his satisfaction. But if he buys one more shoe, his satisfaction will remain increase. So it goes to C from P point in IC2. In this way, in complementary cases of two goods, it is like right angle. Indifference curve is like right angle.
Excuse
Then
me, ma'am.
another.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you give some examples of perfect substitutes?
Perfect substitutes.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect substitutes goods are like, think about it, two branded shop. Okay, Lux and any other Vivel. In case of that, both are perfectly substitute goods. If we have had, we gain from the Lux shop, that also we find in Vivel shop. For that, when you without it also we can change. If you not find that case, quantity of good X and quantity of good Y, here both shops are present. In case of that, the substitutes are equal. Then if you give up Lux Then we take Vivel. These are equal because they give you equal satisfaction. So in case of that, in perfectly substitute case, the indifference curve is a diagonal straight line case. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then come to the budget line. We know that consumer has limited income, and in this within this limited income, he consume and make decisions like that way. He got maximum satisfaction. A consumer always wants that to attempt to maximize his satisfaction will try to reach highest possible indifference curve, but of for maximizing satisfaction by buying more and more goods, he has to consider two constraints to buy or to get maximum satisfaction. Consumer is depend on the two things. First, the prices of two goods, and second, the limited money income to purchase the goods. Thus, how much a person is capable to buy depends upon the prices of the goods and the money income which he has at his disposal. Price line or budget line represents all possible combinations of two goods that a consumer can purchase with his given income and the given prices of two goods. The budget line can express through a schedule. Income is, suppose income is constant 100 and the price, there is two good, apple and orange, their price is 10 per piece, both of the goods price is that. if he buy if he buy total amount of his money to spend on the apple, then get 10 apple. Then like this, if one, then he buy one orange, then he buy 9 apple. Like this way, it is decreasing in nature. In apple case, it is decreasing, and orange case, it is increasing in nature. It can be observed from the above table. If the consumer spend his total income for rupees 100 on apples, he is able to buy 10 apples. On the other hand, if he buys oranges alone, can get 10 oranges by spending his total income. For that, the budget line can be written as algebraically in this way. M greater than or equal to Px into Qx plus Py into Qy. Px, Py means prices of goods X and prices of good Y. M stands for income, money income. Then otherwise you can written as Py into Qy equal to M minus Px Qx, or Qy equal to M by Py minus Px by Py into Qy. So here we find that money income budget line depends on the prices of two goods and money income of the consumers. Then what is the slope of budget line? Now we find that Qy or quantity of good Y equal to income by prices of Y, income by prices of Y minus price of Y, price of X by price of Y into quantity of X. So the slope of a curve is calculated as a change in variable on the x-axis, on y-axis divided by change in variable on x-axis. Slope of the budget line in given example will be number of units of orange, and that the consumer is willing to sacrifice for an additional unit of the apple. Slope of budget line equal to units of orange willing to sacrifice by units of apples willing to gain. So budget line equal to delta y by delta x. The slope of budget line equal to minus 1 by y, 1 equal to minus 1. This slope of budget line is equal to price ratio of two goods. Price ratio of two goods means price of x, px, by price of y equal py means equal to minus px by py. So budget line is a straight line and it is sloping downward to the right. And now we know that budget line is nothing else but is the price ratio of two goods. Which one of these to gain one means units of are willing to sacrifice by units of willing to gain. But but in budget line, how can it shift from, sometimes it shift from rightwards or leftward. Budget line is drawn on the basis of assumption of constant prices of the goods and constant income of the consumer. Thus, if there is any change in either of the two variables, budget line shift. Means here both the things, both the elements are constant in nature. If there is any change shown in this, in there is change in these elements, then budget line is shift. If change in income of the consumer or the change in the prices of the both the goods. First, change in income of the consumer. If consumer's income change, then he never lies the remain lies on the previous budget line. He automatically prepare the higher level of budget line. Budget line will shift rightward due to the increase of money income. If consumer's income, then the price line shift to upward and is parallel to the original budget line. This is because with the increase of income, the consumer is able to purchase proportionally larger quantity of X good and Y good. On the other hand, if income of the consumer decreases, prices of both goods X and Y remaining unchanged, the budget line shift to the leftward or downward. Here also, the consumer is buys less amount of both of these goods. If suppose change in price of either of the goods, if there is change in prices of any good, then what happen? Budget, we know that budget line shows shifts when there is change in price of either of the two goods, or now increase in price of any commodity reduce the purchasing power of the consumer. If the prices of the good increases of any commodity, then the consumer's purchasing power is reduced. Then he demand less than previous demand. Shift, the budget line can be shift due to change of the commodity's price. Suppose price of good X rises, the price of good Y remaining constant, income also remaining constant. In figure 6.10, page number 120, you see here that price of the good X changed. If price of the is fall, due to falling of price X, now the consumer has more real income, so that he automatically prepare the much more of the X commodity and its price line is shift to from AB to AB1. And suppose the price of good X fall, good X increase. That case, the quantity demanded of X commodity is decreased. At this case, the new price line is AB2, and here the quantity demanded is decreases. The quantity of good Y, but quantity of good Y is constant. Like this way, in case of the good X, when price change in good X, the price line shift here AB to AB1, and in case of the price increase, the price line is AB2. If there is change in price of good Y, then what happen? The in OX axis commodity X is shown, and OY axis commodity Y is shown described. In that case, when uh, price of good X constant, income also constant, and the good price of good Y is change. That case, the budget line shift upward or downward to the end. The consumer automatically, when price falls, he prefer more of the more of the good Y, and when it is price is rises, he prefer less of that particular commodity, that is commodity Y. Here one condition is applied, that other things remaining constant, and budget line will shift towards upward or downward. Then the two, for the budget line, it is very important that the budget line describe the money income of a consumer and prices of two goods. And we know that budget line is nothing else describe the price ratio. That means price of X by price of Y. Then we come to the another thing, that is consumer's equilibrium through indifference curve analysis. How we get how a consumer equilibrium on in this approach, in ordinal utility approach. In cardinal utility approach, we find, or we also find that that is otherwise EQ marginal utility. They are also find that how the equilibrium is got from the consumer side. Now, how we find consumer's equilibrium through indifference curve analysis? To find this consumer equilibrium, there is some assumptions are very useful for the got the maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Consumer equilibrium means the maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Here we study two goods, in case of two goods, to how the consumer get maximum satisfaction. So there is some assumption. First, rationality. The consumer is rational. He wants to obtain maximum satisfaction given his income and prices. He always wants maximum satisfaction with his income and prices. Consumer has an indifference man. Consumer, and he prefers a scale of preference for various combinations of good X and Y. Utility is ordinal. Here, the utility cannot be, utility can measure in qualitative manner or rank his preference. Then consistency of choice. That means if the consumer prefer A order over B in one period, he will not prefer B over A in another period. Consumer has a given and fixed amount of money income to spend on the goods. That means his income is constant, and the prices of two goods also constant. All the units of the goods are homogeneous in nature. The goods are divisible. They can be divided into small units of the goods. Total utility of the consumer depends on the quantity of the good consumed. These are some assumptions. To find the consumer's equilibrium, the assumption is very essential. And the consumer equilibrium is depend on this essential, on this assumption also. And to find consumer's equilibrium, there is two conditions. When these two conditions fulfill, then we find that consumer get the equilibrium point and get maximum level of satisfaction. There are two fundamental conditions of consumer's equilibrium through indifference curve approach. First, the price line should be tangent to the indifference curve. That means it can touch the indifference curve. It means that at the point of equilibrium, when the price line and an indifference curve are tangent, the slope of indifference curve get the equilibrium point of the price line should be the same. The IC curve and budget line are came to the same that point. The slope of IC curve indicates MRS XY, and the price line shows delta y by delta x, or minus delta y by delta x. The slope of the price line indicates the ratio between price of two goods, X and Y. Then second condition is indifference curve should be convex to the point of origin. That, that means there is convexity on the indifference curve at the point of equilibrium. That means marginal rate of substitution of x for y is equal to the slope of the price line. That indicates the ratio between prices of two goods. Then MRS first condition is the MRS XY equal to the PX by PX. Two goods, suppose there are two goods, X and Y. The first condition of the consumer's equilibrium is equal to MRS, marginal rate of substitution of X for Y equal to prices of X by prices of Y. If MRS XY is greater than PX by PY, it means that the consumer is willing to pay more for X than the price prevailing in the market. As a result, the consumer buys more of X. As a result, MRS falls till it becomes equal to the ratio of the price of two goods. So that when the willing to pay is more, they automatically the consumer buy more and more, and because of that its marginal rate of substitution is false till it becomes equal to the ratio of prices of the prices of two goods, and then can the equilibrium establish. If MRS XY less than PX by PY, it means that the consumer is willing to pay less for X than the price prevailing in the market, and for that the consumer to buys less of X and more of Y. At that time, MRS rises till it becomes equal to the ratio of prices and the equilibrium is established. So for equilibrium, the first condition is applied, that is marginal rate of substitution of X for Y equal to the ratio of prices. Then second condition, MRS continuously falls. In the equilibrium point, MRS continuously fall. The second condition for consumer's equilibrium is that MRS must be diminishing at the point of equilibrium. The indifference curve must be convex to the origin at the point of equilibrium. That means at the point of equilibrium, the indifference curve has convexity. Unless MRS continuously falls, the equilibrium cannot be established. Thus, both the conditions need to fulfill for a consumer to be equilibrium. And to understand this, we can explain with a diagram. In page number 123, you see a diagram. Here there is in O axis, good X is described on OY axis, good Y is described. MM is the budget line, and IC1, IC2, IC3 indifference curves are there. And intersect the budget line MM budget line intersect the IC2 at point P. The budget line tangent to indifference curve IC2 at point P. This is the point of equilibrium. All other points on the budget line to the left or right point, the A or B, will lie on the lower indifference curve, and that indicates a lower level of satisfaction, as budget line can be tangent to one and only one indifference curve. Consumer maximizes satisfaction at point P when both the conditions of consumer's equilibrium are satisfied. MRS equal to ratio of prices or PX by PY. At tangency point P, the absolute value of the slope of the indifference curve and that of the budget line are same. Equilibrium cannot be established at any other point, such as MRS XY more than PX by PY at at all points to the left at a point P, or MRS xy less than Px by Pi, all points to the right of point P. So equilibrium is established at point P when MRS xy equal to Px by Py. And second condition, MRS continuously falls. The second condition is also satisfied at point P, as MRS is diminishing at point P, and IC2 is convex to the origin at point P. So the to equilibrium to we get equilibrium at point P, where both the conditions are fulfilled on this point. So this point is a equilibrium point. But some exceptional case shapes of independence curve also we find, and corner equilibrium also we find. Sometimes we know the independence curve may take different shape in exceptional cases like perfect complements and perfect substitutes. Also, if an assumption of two goods is dropped, independence curve may touch x-axis or y-axis also. In case of exceptional shape of an independence curve, equilibrium may be called as corner solution. This section deals with such cases. When the independence curve is in exceptional shape, that time when equilibrium is derived, that is called exception corner solution. Normally, an equilibrium achieved at a point of tangency between price line or budget line and the independence curve. But that is called an interior solution. But when these exceptional cases arises in case of the perfectly substitutes and perfectly complementary goods, that time then the corner solution arises. It is, and there may be various reasons for such behavior. That is, price, taste, and preferences are the main reason for these cases. In page number 124, we see a diagram where corner solution is shown. In this diagram, independence map between two goods X and Y and budget line is BL are such that the interior solution is not possible, and consumer in its equilibrium position at point B will not consume any quantity of commodity X. That means here the consumer does not want any commodity of X because of this exceptional cases. The reason behind such that indifference map is high price of commodity X. Here, this indifference map shows you that the X good has high prices, for that the consumer cannot afford the X good, and so that the indifference curve between the two commodities are steeper, and prices of opportunity cost, prices of commodity X in the market is greater than the marginal rate of substitution of X for Y, which indicates that willingness to pay for the commodity X is less. That means here MRS XY is less than PX by PY. So for that, the price of good X is so high that the consumer does not purchase even 1 unit of the commodity X. In that case, what happens? The consumer maximum his satisfaction or is in equilibrium at the corner point B, where the buys only commodity Y. Thus, consumer equilibrium in this case is a corner solution. If the Y is on the other hand, if when indifference made between the two goods is such that a budget line BL is less steep, then the indifference curve between the two goods so that MRS XY is greater than PXPY. for all levels of consumption along the budget line BL. Therefore, he maximized his satisfaction at the corner point L, and where he buys only commodity X and none of Y, because in case of this, the price of the good Y is much higher, for that he cannot afford any unit of the good Y. So that in that case, he always prefer to buy only X commodity. At that time also, the solution is come to the corner solution. In case of concave indifference curve, the indifference curve usually convex. We know that the indifference curves are usually convex to the origin. But if convexity of indifference curve is due to the region that MRS of x per y falls, as more of x is substituted for y. But if there is concavity of the indifference curves, implied that the marginal rate of substitution of x for y increases when more of x is substituted up for y. Thus, in case of concave indifference curve we saw, consumer will choose to buy only one good. It implied that the consumer prefers to buy only one good and does not prefer diversification in his buying pattern. Here, concavity means the MRS is increasing level, but in when there is so that convexity of the indifference curve means that the MRS is diminishing in nature. But in case of the concave indifference curves, the consumer will not be equilibrium at the point of tangency between budget line and difference curve, because the tangency in the 125, on the 125 page we see a diagram concavity of indifference curve. Here price line BL intersect or tangent the IC to indifference curve on point O, but O, besides this there are 2 points J and BJKHL and BZKOHL. O is the, if there is O is equilibrium point, but it is lies on the lower indifference curve IC2. So that the here the we would have a corner solution for consumer's equilibrium. Corner solution in case of concave indifference curve which is going to the another point. Consumer cannot be in equilibrium at point Q, since by moving along the given budget line BL, he can get on additional higher indifference curve and obtain higher satisfaction than at Q. Then O, that is point B is on higher indifference curve. That consumer will be satisfied at point B, where he will buy OB units of commodity Y. It should be noted that at B, the budget line is not tangent to the indifference curve IC5, even though the consumer is here in equilibrium. It is clear that when a consumer has concave indifference curve, he will consume only one good. And in point B, he got higher level of satisfaction, because that one IC51 is the higher level of indifference curve. Corner solution in case of perfect substitutes goods. Indifference curve for perfect substitutes are linear. In their case, tangency of invariant solution for consumers equilibrium is not possible, since the budget line cannot be tangent to a point of the straight line indifference curve of substitutes. So in this case, budget line would cut the straight line indifference curve. In this case, perfectly substitutes, the IC curves are linear in shape, and in the 126 page we see that what happened, the IC curves are linear shapes, and the price line BL is intersect uh, both the IC1, all of the IC1s, IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4, and IC5. And if the slope of the budget line is greater than the slope of indifference curve, B would lie on the higher indifference curve than L, and the consumer will buy only Y good. And in another case, the budget line is BL, and which intersect all the IC curves IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4, and IC5. But B is the consumer will not prepare the B combination because it lies on the IC1 curve, which is less level of get, which give less level of satisfaction. So that in that case, the consumer will prefer L point, which is lies in the higher indifference curve IC5, which give him a higher level of satisfaction. And here also corner equilibrium is possible, and here the X total consumer can buy only Y commodity. Then perfect complements. In case of perfect complements, we know that IC curves are like right angled curve. And here, indifference curve, perfect complementary goods have right angled shape. In such case, the equilibrium of the consumer will be determined at the corner of indifference curve, which just touch the budget line BL. It can be not. It can be shown that in case of perfect complements, equilibrium point will be point C, and will be consuming OM amount of good X and ON amount of good Y, which is equal, which are both are equal. So that corners, it is the corner solution of the perfect complements goods. Then then there we now we get that consumers equilibrium position is affected by the changes of income, prices of substitutes, and changes in the prices of goods consumed. So consumers equilibrium is affected by the income of the consumer, prices of the goods, and also prices of substitutes. So these effects from income, what amount of income is affected the consumer's equilibrium, that is come from income effect, then substitutes are substitution effect, and price, when price is affected the consumer's equilibrium, that is price effect. Then what is income effect? In the consumer's equilibrium, we always assume that the income of the consumers remains constant and the prices of the goods X and Y are given. Thus, even the taste and preparation of the consumer and the prices of the two goods, if the income of the consumer changes, the effect it will have on his purchases is known as income effect. So, in case of if there is any change of the consumer's taste and preference, prices of the two goods, and the income of the consumer changes, what the effect will be given in the consumer's equilibrium, or the effect it will have on its purchases is known as income effect. The income effect may be defined as an effect on the purchases of consumer caused by the changes of income. If the prices of goods remains constant, then if then when income is changed, what effect is gone to the consumer's equilibrium, that is called income effect. If the income of the consumer increases, his budget line will shift upward to the right, parallel to the original budget line. On the, on the contrary, a fall in the income will shift to the budget line inward to the left. The budget lines are parallel to each other because the relative prices remain unchanged. because of the prices of goods are unchanged. Because of that, it is only parallel to the previous budget line. There is some assumption of income effect. First, the prices of both the commodity X and Y remains constant. Taste and preference remain constant. There is no change in fashion and market condition. That means fashion and marketing or fashion and market condition also constant. And due to the change of income effect is also, there is three types of income effect refers. That is positive income effect, negative income effect, and zero income effect. Positive income effect means when an increase in income leads to an increase in demand for a commodity or both the commodities, the income effect is positive. In case this case was this case is based on the normal goods. In the normal goods, income effect is positive and income consumption curve slopes upward to the right. Then negative income effect. Income effect is negative. When with the increase in his income, the consumer reduces his consumption of the good. Income effect is negative in case of inferior goods. Then zero income effect. If with the change in income there is no change in the quantity purchased of a commodity, then the income effect is said to be zero. Means there is any change of income, there is no effect seen in the purchases of the commodity. That is zero income effect. Zero income effect is in cases of goods like medicine, necessities goods like salt. All the three effects are explained diagrammatically. In 128 page, we show a diagram which describes the income consumption or income effect of normal goods. When the budget line is B1, the curve is the equilibrium point is X. If now the income of the consumer is increases, then the budget line shift to the upward, then it is B2. And the equilibrium B2 and IC curve, independence curve is I2 and the equilibrium point is X2. If the income of the further, then also the income is increased, then also the price line shift to the B3 where independence curve I3 intersect a tangent at point X2 and a new equilibrium point is derived. This equilibrium point X, X1, X2 traces out a curve which called income consumption curve. The income consumption curve shows the income effect of changes in consumers' income on the purchases of the two goods given their relative prices. In case of the normal goods, the income effect is or income consumption curve is upward. That means when income is increased, the consumer buy both the goods more and more. And so that because of their normal goods, the consumer is buy both the goods. Here the income effect is also positive and both X and Y are normal goods. Then the second type of income consumption may be positive slope in the beginning but become stay horizontal beyond a certain point of time. Here, in which cases when X is superior good and Y is necessity good. When the in ICC curve slopes upwards, then at point, then it turn to horizontal in shape. Its initial budget line is P, where I1 interest tangent and V is the equilibrium point. Then If the income of the consumer increase, P to P1, the initial P1, P to P1, then the consumer get new equilibrium point, that is R, where he buy same quantity of good X, and in R he buys more quantity of good X, and but also so much the good Y is not much more quantity of good Y. Then after consumer's income increases to P1 to P3, P1 to P2. That time the in I3 independence curve 3 it intersect, and the new equilibrium point is S. Here we see that the the X Y commodity is not much more he afford, because Y is the necessity good, and in case of the superior good, X is the superior good, so that he buy much more of the good X, and like that in also in P3 price line the consumer get the equilibrium at T, the which is also the constant affordable good Y, and good Y is not increases in nature, and but good X is good X, which is superior good, can buy consumer more and more. When the income of the consumer continuously to increase further, Y is because of the Y necessity good, the ICC curve is fast rising upward. After a point, it is horizontal line, and it is a continuous to increase, and it is like this step. And another case when if Y is superior good, and or Y is normal good and X is inferior good, and in the demand of inferior goods we know that the demand of inferior goods falls when the income of the consumer increases beyond a certain level and the replaces them by superior substitutes. He may replace coarse grains by wheat or rice and coarse cloth by a fine variety, because X here in the diagram, X is the inferior good, Y is normal good. It can be observed that when the income of the consumer increase, what happened in initially it got equilibrium at the point B. Then after the income increasing of consumer, then another point he get equilibrium R, and here Q1 price line and I2 is the indifference curve. And after some time, after that, if it's his income continuously increasing, then what happen in P2 Q2 is new price line, and I3 is the new indifference curve, and the consumer got equilibrium at point S. After continuously increasing of income, then T is the equilibrium point. In this case, whereas X is inferior good, after increasing of income, the consumer buy much of cannot buy any of the good X. It is constant, and this is negatively include. The consumer's purchases of X fall with the increase in his income. So this inferior case, what happen? The consumer always, when income increases, the consumer always wants to substitute superior goods, and the inferior goods purchases is falling. Then in the page 130, this diagram is the different possible income consumption curve. Here ICC1 is shows positive slope and relates to a normal goods case, and ICC2 is horizontal from point A. Horizontal point A, which shows that X is normal good, and while y is necessary, of which the consumer does not want to have more than the usual quantity as his income increases. Then ICC 3 is vertical from A. Y is normal good here and X is the necessity. And ICC 4, it is in negatively downwards, means Y becomes an inferior good from A onwards. When the income increases, X is the consumer cannot afford inferior good and the X is a superior good, so that the consumer buys superior good. ICC 5 shows X as an inferior goods. So in this diagram, the income consumption curve, all the shapes of income consumption curve are described. Then substitution effect. Substitution effect relates the change in the quantity demanded resulting from a change in the price of one good. It prompts the substitution of relatively cheaper good for a dearer good. That means always when the price change, price is increase or decreasing, that time always consumer wants the cheaper good for a dearer one, while keeping the price of other goods and real income and taste of the consumer is constant. All things are remaining constant, only one goods price is increase or decrease. And this one is described by Professor Hicks. Then the substitution effect is the increase in the quantity bought at the price of a commodity falls. After adjusting income so as to keep the real purchasing power of the consumer the same as before. This adjustment in income is called compensating variation and is shown graphically by a parallel shift of the new budget line until it becomes tangent to the initial indifference curve. In this compensating variation theory is developed by Professor Hicks, and on the basis of this method of compensating variation, the substitution effect measures the effect of change in the relative price of a good. The increase in the price, the increase in the real income of the consumer as a result of fall in the price of good X is so withdrawn that he is neither better off nor worse off than before. When price of good X falls, then automatically the consumer get more real income. Then to so withdrawn that real income, then the consumer now neither better up nor worse of than worse of position than before. So the substitution effect now described with the help of a diagram. In this diagram, 131 page, the original budget line is PQ and equilibrium point, indifference curve with equilibrium point is R. And at R, the consumer is buying OB amount of X good and BR amount of Y good. Suppose the price of X good falls, so that his new budget line is PQ1. Now the new budget line is PQ1. With the fall in the price of X, the consumer's real income is increased. And to make the compensating variation in income or to keep the consumer's real income constant, take away the increase in his income. To take away his increase in income equal to PM of good Y and Q1N of good X, so that his budget line PQ1 shifts to the left as MN, which is parallel to the PQ1, and it tangent in the I1 I1 indifference curve at point H. Now he is equilibrium at the indifference curve in the point H. Now the new price line is Mn, and in the previous indifference curve I1, towards I1 the equilibrium point get H. That's Pm of Y or Qn of X represent the compensating variation in income. These are compensating variation of income. And line Mn being tangent the curve I2 at point H, and that is the equilibrium point. Now the consumer afford OD amount of X good and SD amount of Y good. The OD amount of X good, which is more than the OB amount of the previous equilibrium points, because now it is OX good is cheaper, so that he prefer cheaper good. So the horizontal distance from B to D, this moment is called the substitution effect. The substitution effect is always negative, because when the price of a good falls or rises, more of it would be purchased. The real income of the consumer and the price of other goods remaining constant. In other words, the relation between price and quantity demanded being inverse. Because of that, the price substitution effect is negative. Then price effect. The price effect indicates the way consumers' purchase of good X change when its price changes. Given his income, taste, preference, and the price of good Y is constant. If this is shown in the diagram 6.23. In 6.23, the price of suppose the price of X falls. The budget line PQ will extend further out to the right, PQ1. It is showing that the consumer will buy more X than before as X has become cheaper. The budget line PQ2 shows a further fall in price of X. Then any rise in the price of X will be represented by the budget line being drawn inward to the left of the original budget line towards the origin. If we regard PQ2 as the original budget line, a 2-time rise in the price of X will lead to the shifting of the budget line to PQ1. The curve then and the budget line to PQ1 and PQ2 minus PQ. Each of the budget lines fanning out from P is the tangent to an indifference curve I1, I2 and I3 at R, S and T respectively. The curve PCC connecting, when we adjoining the point R, S, T, we get a curve that is price consumption curve. The price consumption curve indicates the price effect of change in the price of X on the consumer's purchase. When price of X changes, then how the consumer is prepared the cheaper goods, that is described, or price effect can be described in the price consumption curve. So price consumption curve is nothing that it describes only price effect of any one good and other goods remaining constant. Then measuring income and substitution effect of price change. When price change, then how can we measure income and substitution effect, or the through the price effects we now explain. Price effect is the combine of two effects, income effect and substitution effect. Income effect is the result of increase in real income due to decrease in price of a commodity. A substitution effect arises due to substitution of costly good by cheaper good. This is described by Hicks and Hicks and Slutsky. Hixian approach is compensating variation in income or equivalent variation in income. In Hixian theory, which was known as compensating variation approach. In this method, the price effect can be decomposed into income and substitution effects by compensating variation. Income of the consumer is adjusted so as to offset the change in satisfaction and bring the consumer back to his original and indifference curve. His initial level of satisfaction before the change in price. The effect is called compensating variation in income because it compensates for the gain in satisfaction resulting from a price reduction of the commodity. Process of decomposition of price effect into substitution effect and income effect through the method of compensating variation. It can in income is presented with a diagram. In page 133, here a diagram is there which describes the decomposition of price effect into income effect and substitution effect through compensating variation approach. In this figure, when price of good X falls, budget line shifts to PL2. The original budget line is PL1, but when price falls, it shifts to PL2. Now, the consumer has increase his real income. He can buy more of both the goods with his increased income. With the new budget line PL2, consumer is in equilibrium at point R on a higher indifference curve IC2 and enjoy increased satisfaction as a result of falling the price of good X. Suppose money income of the consumer is reduced by the compensating variation in income so that he is forced to come back to the original indifference curve IC1. He would buy more of X since X has now become cheaper. Now, the budget line will shift to AB, which has been parallel to PL2 and just touch the indifference curve IC1 at the point S. Now, new equilibrium point is S, and here the consumer can buy more X commodity and which is cheaper than before. So and less Y commodity. Since the price line AB has got the same slope as PL2, it represents the change relative prices with X being relatively cheaper. And the consumer, in order to maximize his satisfaction in the new price income situation, substitutes X for Y. Thus, when the consumer's money income is reduced by the compensating variation in income, the consumer moves along the same indifference curve IC1 and substitutes X for Y. At price line AB, consumer is equilibrium at point S. At indifference curve IC1 and buying MK more of X in place of Y. This movement from Q to S, the same indifference curve IC1 represents the substitution effects. And whereas the change in relative prices, real income remaining constant. If the amount of money income which was taken away from him now given back to him, he would move from S at indifference IC1 to R on a higher indifference curve IC2. This movement S at lower IC curve to R on a higher IC curve is the result of income effect. Thus, the movement from Q to R due to price effect as a result of Q to R is the price effect can be regarded as having taken place into two steps. First, from Q to S to substitution effect, and second S to R as a result of income effect. Thus, price effect is the result of substitution effect plus income effect. In the diagram, price effect is Mn and Mk is the substitution effect, Kn is the income effect. So that first initial equilibrium is Q, and then it go when price X good falls, then automatically is going to forward and he get high level of satisfaction, and the price line shift to PL2 and the IC, the high level satisfaction on the IC2. And when the income is reduced, then what happen? It come again to a point, and again in the IC1 curve, which is the new curve, new price line curve, which AE, which is intersect the IC1 curve at point S, and finally the movement of Q to S is substitution effect and S to R is income effect. So that price effect is combination of substitution effect and income effect. Then Schlutz's post difference approach. Another approach is developed by the Schlutzky. And here also, when the price of goods changes, the consumer's real income or purchasing power increases. The income of the consumer is changed by the amount equal to the change in its purchasing power, which occurs as a result of the price change. In Schlutz's approach, income is reduced or increased by the amount which leaves the consumer to be just able to purchase the same combination of goods. If he so desires, which he was having at the old price, that is, the income is changed by the difference between the cost of the amount of good X purchased at the old price and the cost of purchasing the same quantity of X at the new price. Income is then said to be changed by the cost difference. In Schlutz's substitution effect, income is reduced or increased not by compensation variation, as in like Hicksian substitution effect, but by the cost differences. Schlutz's substitution effect described on this diagram, page number 135. Initially, when with a given money income and the given prices of two goods as represented by the price line PL, the consumer is equilibrium at the point Q on the indifference curve IC1, where consumer is buying OM amount of good X and QM amount and ON amount of good Y. Suppose that price of X falls, price of X falls, price of Y and money income remaining constant. As a result of this fall in price of X, the price line will shift to PL1 and the real income will increase. To in Schlutz's substitution effect, consumers' money income must be reduced by the cost difference or by the amount which will leave him to be just able to purchase the old combination Q if he so desires. For this, a price line GH drawn, which is parallel to PL1, and the GH line means it means that income equal to PG of Y or LH of X has been taken away from the consumer. As a result, he can buy the combination Q. If he so desires, since Q also lie on the price line GH. Consumer will not now buy the combination Q because X has now become relatively cheaper and Y has become relatively dearer than before. The change in the relative prices will induce the consumer to rearrange his purchases of X and Y. He will substitute X for Y But in this Laxi substitution effect, he will not move along the same indifference curve IC1. But now price line GH, he will, on which the consumer has to remain due to new price income circumstances. So, in the price line GH is tangent the IC curve IC2 at point S. Therefore, the consumer will now be in equilibrium at point S on higher indifference curve. The movement from Q to S represents Slux's substitution effect, according to which the consumer moves not on the same indifference curve but from one indifference curve to another. It is important that the movement from Q to X as a result of Slux's substitution effect is due to the change in relative price alone. Since the effect due to gain in the purchasing power has been eliminated by making a reduction in the money income equal the cost differences. At S, the consumer is buying OK of X and OW of Y. MK of X has been substituted for NW of Y. Therefore, Sluxy substitution effect on X is the increase in its quantity purchased by MK, and Sluxy substitution effect on Y is the decrease in its quantity purchased by NW. Here, Sluxy describe only substitution effect, and this substitution effect is better of situation or higher level of satisfaction and high level of IC curve, which better up than IC1 curve. Then from in last chapter we also discussed about how to derive demand curve through the diminishing marginal utility curve. Now also here also we describe how we derive demand curve from indifference curves. A demand curve shows the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Demand curve then, and also can be derived from the price consumption curve of indifference curve analysis. The demand curve can be drawn through price consumption curve of indifference curve analysis. Suppose a consumer's income is 300 to spend on goods. Money is measured in the diagram. Money is measured on the y-axis, while the quantity of the good measured on the x-axis, which demand curve is to be derived, is measured on the x-axis. An indifference map of the consumer is drawn. The various budget lines also drawn. Now, budget line PL1. So that price of the good X is rupees 15. As the price of good X falls rupees 15 to 10, the budget line shifts to PL2. Budget line PL2 so that price of good X rupees 10 with a further fall in the price of rupees 7.5. The budget line takes the position of PL3. And then also if the price falls to 7.5, when price of good falls, then it take the position of PL4 in the relevant budget line. Tangency points between the various budget lines and indifference curve. You got the equilibrium point Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. When you adjoin these points Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4, we got PCC, PCC, price consumption curve. When then in the consumer demands OB units of PCC, where the budget line PL2 is tangent to indifference IC2. At Q3, the consumer is buying OB units of good X. In other words, the consumer demands OB units of good X at price 10, which with budget line PL3 and PL4, the consumer is in equilibrium at Q3 and Q4. and price consumption curve and demanding OC units and OD units of the good X. Thus, price consumption curve shows the quantity demanded of the good against various prices. In most cases, the demand curve of the individuals will slope downward to the right because if the price of good falls, both the substitution effect and income effect pull together in increasing the quantity demanded of the good. Even when the income effect is negative, the demand curve will slope downward to the right. If the substitution effect is strong enough to overcome the negative income effect, only when the negative income effect is powerful enough to unweight the substitution effect can be demand curve slope upward to the right instead of sloping downward to the left. So, due to this demand curve is drawn in the below of the PCC curve. And here also in the demand curve here also we prepare that good prices of the when prices increases quantity demand is decreases like price effect. In more prices, the quantity demanded is less, and as usual, then the then demand curve is drawn. Like in the Giffen good, demand curve also drawn. In Giffen good means inferior good. The increase in demand is due to the income effect of the higher price outweighing the substitution effect. In this case, in the Giffen good case, demand curve slopes upward from left to right. That presents and showing the various prices of the good. Price consumption curve of a given good slopes backward also. In the diagram, the budget line PL1, the consumer is in equilibrium at point Q1 on the price consumption curve PCC, and the amount and is purchasing OM amount of good X, amount of the good X, with the fall in price from P1 to P2 and shifting the budget line P1 to PL2, the consumer goes to the equivalent position Q2 and sorry, P1 to P2, Q2 and PL2, PL3. Then the consumer goes to the equilibrium point of Q3, which buys OM2 amount of the good. OM is less than OM1. That with the fall in the price P1 to P2, the quantity demanded of the good falls. Like the consumer is in equilibrium at Q3 with price line PL3 and is purchasing OM at price P3. With this information, we can draw the demand curve as is drawn in the lower portion. It can be seen that the demand curve of a given good slopes upward to the right, indicated that the quantity demanded varies directly with the changes in price. With the rise in price, quantity demanded increases. With fall in price, quantity demanded decreases. And in the inferior goods, the price and demand is directly related. And here, demand varies directly with the changes in price. When prices rise, quantity demanded increases, and when prices fall, the price quantity demanded is decreases. In case of the given goods case, the PCC price consumption curve also going upward and it is negatively shown. In this, now we discuss all of these things: price consumption curve and derivation of demand curve through the indifference curve, and also consumers equilibrium, and the price effect, the combination of substitution effect and income effect, and budget line, consumers equilibrium, substitution effect, price effect. All these things are discussed in this chapter, which is helpful for the welfare economics also. There is any doubt for? Is any doubt on this chapter? Question. Any question there? बात कर लो। Then some probable questions, short notes. Indifference curve, law of diminishing marginal rate of substitutions. These are short questions. Then exceptional shapes of indifference curve, budget line, shifts in budget line, corner solution in case of perfect complements, income effect, substitution effect. These are some short questions. Then long questions are, what is indifference curve? Critically describe properties of indifference curve. Second, explain consumer equilibrium through indifference curve analysis. Third, write different possible shapes of income consumption curve. Fourth, how can demand curve derive from indifference curve? These are some probable questions of this chapter. Any question there?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, then today's class is over. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.